Secrets hidden in plain sight. Powers that move the world in the shadows. Questions no one dares to answer. Step beyond the matrix. Subscribe.
So is American work ethic dead? And why do I say that? Because over the past week and a half, 2 videos have surfaced online, and they're both troubling and concerning at the same time. In the most recent post, a woman working for FedEx crashes her FedEx truck and then goes on to make a video telling everyone how it's her last day. Take a look at this video for yourself. Look at this.
Y'all, I'm about to get fired. Just know this is gonna be my last day working for FedEx.
That truck is completely shredded.
Look at this shit.
Look at it.
Ooh, ooh. Yep. Who hiring?
And if you're wondering if she did get fired for it, no, she didn't. She got called into the office for recording the video on company time and got fired for that. But that's not the only video that made the rounds this week. A woman working for the United States Postal Service went on a rant delivering mail. Take a listen to this. Listen to this.
Stop reading them letters on them fucking mailboxes like I'm about to read it. You're not even reading that shit. Say that shit for a mail carrier that's gonna read it. Cause it's not gonna be me. Bitch, I'm gonna put these packages in your mail wherever the fuck mailbox I feel like putting it in. Y'all, they fired me for that video, yo. They fired me for that video.
So I guess my question to you is this some sort of new trend? Get a job, a good paying job with benefits. Do something either reckless or dangerous, get fired, and make a social media video out of it for views. Let me know your thoughts on all this that's been going on in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
People are getting tired of how these big corporations are treating them. And now they're doing shit to prove a point. In the last week or so, there's been almost 10 incidents where either a warehouse was burned down or a building was burned down. But that ain't it. Now people are putting stores like Walmart and Sam's Club on blast. They're doing things to single-handedly ruin these stores. So now what people are doing is taking spray foam, spraying it in toilets in big corporations. And if you know anything about spray foam, you know what happens when you spray foam in a toilet. Once that foam gets in a pipe, you already know what it's doing. It's hardening up. And I'm talking about hard as a brick. And how does that affect these big corporations? Well, once you spray foam in a toilet, all those pipes that have anything to do with that toilet hardens up. So what you're going to have to do? Call plumbers. What are they going to have to do? Break down walls, break down concrete. This is a situation that can stop your store from being open. Places like Target, places like Walmart, they're about to be messed up because guess what? People are rebelling because they say they're not getting paid enough. They're saying they're not getting treated right. And the craziest part about everything, they can't even find out who's doing it. It's not like they can monitor everybody that's in the bathroom because you're not supposed to have surveillance in the bathroom. Mind you, the same reason that people were so-called setting these fires, they're saying they're not being treated right either. So what's going on?
You know, if you're not going to pay us enough to f***ing live or afford to live, at least pay us enough not to do this shit. All you had to do was pay us enough to live. All you had to do was pay us enough to f***ing live.
Whatever it is, these big corporations better fix it fast. You know how we feel about Walmart, right? Okay.
They are putting chips in people's brain. Do not just scroll past and act like you didn't hear what I just said. They are putting chips in people's brain. Elon Musk Neuralink shit. They're about to start mass producing this junk. They're about to start mass producing chips in people's brain. Now they're saying this is for science purposes only. They're saying they're doing this for people who can't walk no more, who can't talk no more. They're saying this chip that's in your brain is going to help you start doing that shit again. They said with this chip in your brain, you will be able to control your phone, control your computer, control your car, all while using your mind. Not even saying anything. You think it happens. Reality happens. I just want to know, why are they doing a mass production? Why does it feel like this shit is being rushed? This shit is crazy, fool. You can say whatever you want. That shit is not normal, fool. So ask yourself this question. Do you think this is just for medical use, that they're trying to help people? Or do you think it's something bigger to this? Something more sinister?
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day was a ad slogan for Kellogg's Corn Flakes back in the 70s. And people are still perpetuating that ad slogan.
Cereal was invented by the Kellogg's brothers, and it was actually these companies that convinced people the healthiest way to start your morning was a bowl of cereal with milk.
All partnered with the United Fruit Company. They paid doctors to tell people bananas were a rich source of potassium and to say that the perfect meal to start your day was a bowl of cornflakes with a slice of banana. That's how the famous combo came about. And they went so far as to put a coupon for a bunch of bananas in every box of Kellogg's cornflakes.
Never in human history has there been a time where you had a refrigerator and a pantry full of food. People say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I agree with that. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. What I disagree with is that it has to be in the morning.
Breakfast is break fast because they don't want you fasting to regenerate your body. So they programmed you to eat dense food in the morning. And then when you're tired by 10 p.m. you need poison coffee for more energy. All you need to do is to fast till 2 p.m. Then have fruit, something easy on the digestive system. 60% of your energy goes to the digestive system. So when you fast, this energy can be redirected into regenerating your body and producing stem cells. Your body's encoded with self-regenerating technology. That's why you cut yourself, it heals automatically. It's the same with illness. Your body knows how to heal the illness you have. You just have to move out of your acidic environment to an alkaline environment. So your body doesn't waste its time fighting off the toxic food you place in. Instead, it can redirect this energy into healing the body. Healing is not an overnight process. It takes months of an alkaline diet and fasting every week, and using these herbs to detoxify your temple. Meat, dairy, and these unnatural foods all cause inflammation in your body. Your body only recognizes what was here on the day of creation.
The reason everything is resetting is because this old system isn't working anymore. Now, Trump is causing chaos right now. Within that, there's opportunity. Like him, hate him, doesn't matter. Only because if this system did not work, you guys, why are you fighting for it? Taxes and corrupt politicians. So for the people who hate Trump, let me ask you a question. Does this system work? Has it ever worked? So if we have a madman in the driver's seat who knowingly or unknowingly is crashing the system, are you happy or sad? Take your feelings out of it. Who cares if you like Trump or not? It's a character at this point. Like he's talking about, oh yeah, these third-rate podcasters and all. Why would he even say that if they weren't important? Because think about it. Anytime Candace Owens goes live, she has 100,000 plus people live. So if these people didn't matter, why even mention them? You're the POTUS. Again, so these systems that were built like money, that broke down all money, this system does not work. Why are you paying taxes if they could just print the money? I'll wait. Does that make sense?
Hell no.
So they have control of the mint. They have control of the money where they can print it up at will, but they want you to pay taxes? How does that make sense? Why don't you just print up the money to get us out of debt? Oh, because you're printing up debt. That's why it's not worth shit. That's why they can't get out of the debt. We're $40 trillion in debt.
40 trillion.
$40 trillion.
That's crazy.
So you mean to tell me that 70% of all money ever in existence was printed up during COVID? That's how much money was printed during the pandemic. Of all money ever existed. So again, this is why they offed JFK. This is why when you're talking about the Federal Reserve, a lot of bankers went under with the Titanic that opposed the Federal Reserve. This is one of the reasons why they offed JFK. If people don't know that he signed an executive order, quadruple 10, to where it's taking the power from the Federal Reserve and giving it back to the Treasury to issue out silver certificates.
So the money's actually worth something.
It's actually worth something. Now, wouldn't the money be in a lot better position right now if it was backed by silver? And what does AI need right now?
Silver.
Data centers, war, silver. Our money would be through the roof right now.
This shit is crazy.
But it's not worth the paper it's printed on. Why do you think they're taking pennies out of circulation?
It's copper.
Well, not only that, because it's actually costing them more to make it than what it's actually worth.
See, the thing about it is, if y'all got some pennies, hold on to your damn pennies, because literally the copper in it is highly conductive, and that is another metal that is a war metal. Hold all of that shit, because it'll be worth something.
So all these other countries get free healthcare, but the US don't? Shit trash, bruh. Look at this shit. Why can't that be us? Mexican president has reportedly decided to roll out universal health care for all Mexicans. Around 130 million citizens will begin to receive free health care starting next year. And you mean to tell me the U.S. can't do this? No, we can. They just don't want to. They don't care, fool. And I know you're going to have people in the comments talking about, well, their healthcare system is not like ours. Ours is way better. You're missing the point, fool. It doesn't matter about that. This is just showing the fact that they care about their citizens. Something that the U.S. don't, it seemed like. Because they can easily do this. But instead, all our money is being spent over there on unnecessary shit. And you know what I'm talking about, in the Middle East.
Since the inception of AI, a lot of jobs have gone goodbye. But more jobs might be on the chopping block, especially manufacturing clothing jobs. There's a viral video coming out of India showing how the workers are wearing cameras on their head so their hand movements can be recorded to train AI to do their jobs. Take a look at this viral video. Look at this. Camera is recording all of their hand movements so we can replicate them for AI to do exactly what they're doing right now in these jobs. This should scare the living hell out of everyone that is in manufacturing and everyone that has a position like this. And anyone thinking that their job is secured in the future, think again. Just because you're not seeing this happen in your neck of the woods doesn't mean it's not happening overseas and then going to be brought over here to the United States. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. So don't sleep on this video or take it for granted just because you're not seeing this sort of thing happen in your neck of the woods. It's happening overseas behind your back and will end up sitting at your doorstep very soon. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Okay, hold on a second. Are you guys aware what's popping off in Ireland right now? Which, if you know anything about the Irish people, they do have some fight in them, put it that way. So this all started as a protest about the gas prices, fuel prices, what's going on across Ireland. So people are parking on the roads, they're blocking the streets, they're saying this is BS, lower the price of gas now or we're shutting this whole thing down. Now, Garda, which is their police force, I believe that's got to be Garda, right? Yeah, it says on the back, are ripping peaceful protesters away from the crowd to be arrested. And this reminds me of what happened at the Freedom Convoy, man, except at least these guys, you know that they're a part of the local, police force, whereas during the Freedom Convoy, they were unmarked troops who came and trampled the crowd and arrested everyone. You remember that in Ottawa. Anyway, so it's now people versus the police, even though it shouldn't be like the police are on the same... at the end of the day, they're also in the country that's going to hell in a handbasket. You'd think they'd eventually want to stand up, even if it means a risk to their freaking livelihoods here. What livelihood you got? If this whole thing kicks off and at the end, we're stuck in smart cities and it's facial recognition and it's 5G and all this stuff. And this is also because many people will be completely out of business, farmers, etc., if the gas prices continue to be this high. So they really have nothing to lose. Well, I can say I stand with the Irish people, and I hope more of the police also realize this is... Now, it's clear with the Agenda 2030 that they want us to be a little bit less natural and organic and prefer synthetic, digital, and artificial, which is why I think it's more important than ever before to be boosting your vibrational frequency, decalcifying your pineal gland, increasing your brain function and fertility against this covert assault against us. And right now, Chalk is giving away free $100 bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, the chocolate powder, which is super detoxifying and delicious. And if you combine that with the hot water purified shilajit, you're getting some of the most powerful adaptogens in the natural world. Comment the word free below and check your DMs for details.
You know the guy that used to work for Ellen? DJ Twitch. Yeah. He tweeted something crazy. Oh, is that why? That's when he died. So, you know he tweeted while he was still alive? What? He tweeted, Ellen has eaten over 12,000 pizzas. No, you're lying. That's what he tweeted. And nobody understood what that tweet meant.
They'll name 3 names for your lady parts.
Mini Moose, a JJ, and a pizza. A pizza is like when someone's name.
Word.
Now that the file's out and now that these code words are coming clear, people are realizing this is what happened right before he died.
Twitch was literally healthy. I think on the show, he was always like positive. He was doing backflips. Like, he was mad healthy.
And I think he died of, was it pneumonia? Just like what happened to all the people Diddy was like enemies with.
Yeah.
Wait, let me make sure it was that. Let me just search it up. No, I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking of someone else. So DJ Twitch was found in a motel room in Encino, California. From a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Self-inflicted?
Yeah, that's one of the ways a lot of people, you know, are said to die. Like, look at Kurt Cobain.
Why would Trump post a picture of him being Jesus Christ? And then when they asked him about it, he said it was just a joke. It was about Red Cross. Pay attention to the symbolism. Jesus died on a cross, but he said it's about the Red Cross. The red Jesus cross most commonly symbolizes the blood of Christ shed for redemption of humanity. Do Trump really believe he the second coming of Christ? But once you know about the red cross, you must understand what is the blue cross. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. This was not about no red cross. He really believed that he's the second coming. In fact, all these people in power have an ego trip. We already know about what the red cross do. We already know what the blue cross do. But I have a deeper question. Do you want the red pill or the blue pill? Or maybe he was just joking about the red cross. The red cross is the red pill. The blue cross is the blue pill. So we're gonna have to make a choice really soon. Do you want the red pill or the blue pill? No. I mean, Republican or Democrat. Everything is dealing with symbolism. He is trying to tell people that he is your savior. We see these colors damn near every day, and it's connected to emergencies. When you need help, what do? You call the police or you call the ambulance. They have the same colors as the red and blue pill, or I should say Democrat and Republican. Once you read the codes, you will understand that something's going to happen really soon, and the people are going to dial 911 and ask for help. Never take these people serious, because it's all about codes and symbolism. Check out the ebook, link in the bio.
Quantum physics is not a fairy tale. Now, can anybody tell me why the CIA just disclosed quietly that they have a mechanism called the ghost murmur? Now, what is that? There was an airman that went down during the war. Now they try to locate him, and being that in the desert, it's a vast desert, it's hard to locate anybody. They have something called quantum magnetometry, where it can locate the signature of your heartbeat. Now, being that we are electromagnetic beings, our heartbeats actually give off a very faint magnetic field when it beats. So they use this mechanism to locate that signature, filter out all the noise with AI, and pinpoint that person's very location. This sounds like a movie, but it's not sci-fi anymore. We are going from analog to digital to quantum, being that Google has a quantum computer that literally states it uses quid bits, quantum bits. It goes into other universes, gets the solution from the problem that we have in our universe, and then brings it back to our universe. So now we have the solution. The head of Google AI said this. It really makes you wonder, if they are disclosing this very casually, what else do they have that they are not disclosing? And I find it very interesting that since 1947, nothing has been the same. Now, if you don't know what 1947 is, 1947, Roswell. Since then, it seems like we did a quantum leap into technology. Now, the theory is that there was a treaty that was made when we came into contact with aliens, to where they exchanged human beings for technology.
The elites have seen the future and they didn't like what they saw, which is why they're trying to change the future. This is called Project Looking Glass. So the government created a device that was reverse engineered from alien technology, allegedly from the Roswell crash thing. And they created a device that could see into the future, and they could see different timelines and different future possibilities. And they didn't like what they saw because the timelines got fixed and they couldn't see any other variations, and they only saw one variation back in 2012 is when things stopped working. In the Infinity War movie, Doctor Strange looks at all the future outcomes, and they only find one where they could win, and that's essentially what Project Looking Glass is. But the government didn't see what they wanted to see, which is why they're releasing the files right now to speed things up, to get people all riled up, to create this unrest and revolution. Because when revolution happens, in which it should, because obviously pedophiles torturing kids and stuff is unacceptable. We must stop that. But they're doing that because they want to destabilize the world. There are nations overthrowing their leadership, and they want us to revolt and do the Rebel Alliance and Star Wars so that they can come in and fill in the power vacuum. Because they want everyone on one team. And the United States is everyone on one team in order to prepare to fight the next threat. I believe that Christ already returned in the first century, and we're living in Satan's little season right now. I've already done videos on this, my Millennial Kingdom playlist on my page. Watch those videos, okay? I break it down as best I can. One day, Christ will appear in the sky with the Emerald City, the Crystal City. And in order to get all the humans to fight against Christ the Redeemer, against God, they have to get the New World Order set up first. That's why they release the files, get you all riled up to destabilize the world, and then come in and fix everything. And then there's all peace and prosperity. Aliens are going to show up, and they're going to say that Christ is aliens, and they're going to get all of us to act like this and fight against the aliens, who is going to be Christ in the air. Everything is about Jesus, man. These people doing stuff in the files, they're not just depraved people. They're literally sacrificing to little g false gods, dark entities, Moloch. And you still think that this Jesus and God is not real? It's going to be just like this probably, or similar. Some crazy stuff is going to be in the sky. And they're going to be like, oh, aliens. No, it's God. If you take part in the revolution, just know after the revolution will be the New World Order. Prepare yourself for that.
Many people across the United States are on EBT, and rightfully so, because many people actually really need it to support their families and put food on the table. But recently, a video has gone viral that has caused a lot of controversy. A guy goes into a supermarket to look for some of the things that he normally gets with his EBT, and he gets really upset when he notices that a lot of the items are no longer eligible for purchase. He then goes on to start saying it's happening. If you haven't seen this viral video, take a look at it.
It's happening, y'all.
Listen to this.
All you can get to drink now with your food stamps is water. Not eligible. It's happening, y'all. It's happening. What am I going to drink now? Not eligible. What is going on, man? What are we supposed to drink now? Not eligible. Not eligible. All they're giving us is water, guys. I'm at HEB right now, and you can't get nothing to drink besides water.
So now you've seen the video for yourself. It does appear that the individual is having a bit of a meltdown over the fact that he can no longer get drinks that he prefers. He only can get water with his EBT. And if you took a look at the comment section on the video, you would see for yourself that a lot of people are saying a lot of different things, with some being positive and a lot being negative. So I guess my question to you is, what are your thoughts? Do you think people on EBT should be allowed to get what they want to drink, or what they're told to drink? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Okay, it's time to have the American corporation talk. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, when they established the Social Security system, when they established the birth certificate system, they securitized you. This means you are traded on the stock exchange. Think about it. Why is your name in all capital letters? Because you are a corporation. When you have a corporation, when you establish a corporation, it's in all caps. Your name on every documentation, it's in all caps. Let's keep going. So, how many numbers does your bank account have? 9. How many numbers does your social security have? 9. You are the bank. That means every time they trade you on the stock exchange, globally, internationally, they are making money on you. You're a millionaire and you don't even know it. Don't know what this means? Let's keep going. This means that you are the bank. You have a trust tied to that bank number. This is because everything that you pay for is already paid for technically by the government, but you're assuming the liability. Like when you get a car, you sign off. I mean, even think about it. When you go to dinner and you say, check please, you're signing a check. It's not valid until you sign it. Your signature is the money. Now, the flesh and blood you is assuming the liability for your straw man, which is the person, your corporation, you're taking liability for. Even though legally all debts are to be paid by the US government.
The CIA drugged American citizens for 20 years. Michael Jackson told you the industry was a machine, and the Epstein files named names, and those people are still running the world. And you scrolled past all of it, and here's why. 1953 to 1973, Project MKUltra. The CIA ran over 150 experiments at 80 institutions, universities, hospitals, prisons, dosing American citizens with LSD without their consent. One man, Frank Olson, fell from a 13th-story window 9 days after being drugged. In 1994, they exhumed his body. The medical examiner ruled it a homicide. 2002, Michael Jackson stands outside Sony headquarters and says on camera,
"And Tommy Mottola is a devil."
He told you the industry was a machine that uses artists until there's nothing left. He wrote, "They don't care about us." The label fought him on the lyrics, they smeared him, they isolated him, and then he died under the care of a doctor who was being paid $150,000 a month by the people who owned his catalog. He was worth more dead than alive, and his catalog sold over $750 million after he was gone. And our boy, Deepak Chopra, the man selling you meditation and consciousness, Sting, bring your girls to his events, texted him about cute Israeli blondes, wrote God is a construct, cute girls are real. That's in the documents. And he's still sending me emails. I disconnected from them. Still selling programs. So why don't you feel anything? Because you were trained not to. MKUltra didn't end. It evolved. You don't need LSD when you have an algorithm that feeds you horror in 15-second intervals until your nervous system stops registering it as horror. They found out in the 50s that repetition breaks down resistance, and the system was never broken. It's working exactly the way that it was designed to. Revolution isn't violence. Revolution is refusal with repetition. It's refusing to consume from the people who exploit, refusing to normalize what was never normal, refusing to scroll past what your soul is screaming of. There was a man 2,000 years ago who walked into the most powerful institution of his time, the temple, and he didn't write a petition. He didn't start a hashtag. He flipped tables, not because he was violent, because he was done. That's the energy we need, not rage, clarity. He saw the system for what it was, and he refused to participate in the lie for one more second. The question isn't whether these things happened. They're documented. The question is, at what point do you stop scrolling and start flipping tables? Because the only person who can save you from all of this is you. Thank you, and I love you.
The Anunnakis, the Nephilim giants, they built this dimension that we're in. The moon and the sun that you guys see up there in the sky, they're all inside, they're within. They're not outside. There's no outer space. Everything's inside. The International Space Center, that's in space. It's inside, it's not outside. I pray for some of you. I pray God is to give you wisdom and guidance so you can see for yourself. When you read the Bible, scriptures, right? Especially Revelations, you can't read it as a Christian. You can't read it as a religious person. The Bible's not religion. It's principles and codes. You just have to decode it. Don't be fooled. These people that you see on TV, these politicians, they're not the ones in power. The 13 families that they told you about, they're not even the ones in power. The real family that's in power are not even showing their faces. Before white power, there was black power. And they never left. They've just been hidden. People think the Ku Klux Klan were white faces. But what if I told you there were black faces behind those masks? You see, everything they've been hiding for years is about to be revealed. You can't hide truth forever, people. The truth is about to be revealed. And most of you are going to be very uncomfortable when it's going to be revealed. See, they gave you Christianity, they gave you Islam, they gave you all these religion for division and control. When it comes to religion, people think they're praying to God, but most of the time, they're praying to planets. The truth is right there in front of you, but the problem is some of you don't want to look. Stars are fallen angels. When you go to Hollywood, you see stars, right? Fallen angels. Some of these celebrities, actors, politicians, they're not humans. Once you think for yourself and do your own research, you understand you live in a simulation.
Okay, so I've just been sent these coordinates on Google Earth, and you guys have got to check this out. I'll put the coordinates in the comments, but watch this. We're zooming in on a place in America, in Texas. Nothing unusual at first, but when you click this building here, you don't just go inside a building, you end up inside the International Space Station, literally in space. Like, we're talking full interior, you can see out the window, you can see Earth. Like, how is this possible if this is in space? And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Who remembers that song from Red Hot Chili Peppers that goes, "Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement"? I mean, go and try it for yourself, beautiful people, and tell me what you think is actually going on here. Let me know in the comments, and obviously, as always, just for entertainment, clearly this is a normal thing to happen from Earth, just randomly shooting into space. Nothing to do with the fact that they've got a, complete replica of the ISS in Texas, where they, supposedly use it for training purposes, even though they lost all of the telemetry data and everything that they used to go to the moon in 1969, but somehow they kept a perfect replica that they used to go to the moon in 1969. No, it's definitely not a studio, and this is all real. I'm as fictional as the moon landings, baby.
So is it a conspiracy, or is it just plain truth of how bad fast food continues to get on a daily basis? And why do I say that? Because a woman who recently stopped in at Arby's to pick up an Arby's classic roast beef sandwich was shocked and surprised at the quality of the meat on her sandwich. It quite frankly didn't look like meat, and it also didn't look fresh. Have a look at this video.
Okay, I'm on my break for work, and I went to Arby's, okay, and I never go to Arby's, but I was like, oh my god, like curly fries sounds so good. Then
Yeah.
I opened up my freaking roast beef sandwich. What in the...
Does that even look cooked?
Ugh, dude, it looks like skin.
What in the world does that look like to you? Does it look like skin like she claims it does? Does not look like roast beef to me. Does that look like a roast beef sandwich to you? And like her, most Americans have been reporting a drastic drop in quality at fast food locations. She did tag Arby's in that post, and they have yet to respond to whatever that is between those two pieces of bread. And then there are the claims that due to the increased pricing in roast beef and other meats all across the United States, that these companies are going with cheaper processed meat. So let me know your thoughts in the comments if you've been to Arby's and experienced this with the classic roast beef sandwich. Or after seeing this, will you try the roast beef sandwich? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.